I could still hear your voice and your face was like, like, and then it's like, like catching up to your voice.
Yeah, that might like be a cool aspect of the podcast. Yeah. And the zombies are coming.
Okay, so
Topic.
topic of podcast number three is gonna be video games. And we don't know exactly the questions yet, but I do have one in mind just to start us off. Just simple, easy, as we kind of talked about beforehand. How do video games affect your life, or how did they affect your life growing up? And maybe like what was your favorite one? I know we have a couple, both of us. Um, yeah, as we were growing up.
Okay, well, yeah, great question. And I would like to start a little bit with thinking about both of us being like 6 years old.
Okay.
The difference between when I was 6 years old and when you were 6 years old,
Yeah.
and like what video game universe we were entering into.
Yeah.
Um, so for me, I remember being six in 1991, the great year of 1991. And I remember going to Kathy and Molly's house, and they had a Nintendo. And it was like the first time I ever saw a video game was seeing Super Mario Brothers on
Mm,
Nintendo.
nice.
Yeah, and it was like an experience. Like I still remember it. There's only like certain childhood memories that feel very vivid and clear.
Yeah.
That's like one of them is like Super Mario, and then like getting this controller, with like the direction pad, and then the like two buttons, I think just A and B, yeah, and like start and stop kind of thing, and just like whoa, like moving and jumping, and the sound like boom, boom, boom. And then I remember being particularly struck by dying in the game and then like getting another life, like that screen that says like times two or something instead of times three or something.
Yeah.
And that was like, whoa, like I have another life and there's like another life after that. But then after that, there's not. Like, um, yeah, so that's my like yeah, first video game memory I can muster up. And then I
Yeah.
could talk about my first system, but I'm curious to hear from you about any kind of like either first memories of video games or like what systems were out when you started remembering.
Yeah. I can't remember the exact ages, but I do remember just a variety of everything, like going to Uncle Henry's house and playing Donkey Kong.
Mm,
I remember that being like a huge game for me at some, I don't know what ages it was, but like in some span of ages, it was like, Donkey Kong was the big thing.
mhm.
That was super fun. I don't remember any specific like yeah being struck. I just remember like oh this is like like so fun.
That was
Um,
super fun and Super Nintendo.
exactly. Um, but yeah, and then having the PlayStation 2. I think this is like and even PlayStation 1. I can't remember like my first ever memories, but watching you play Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, those were like the two big ones I remember. Um, the ones that like I started on my own, which maybe this gets into like later, whatever, but like the ones that I first ever played and understood how to play video games and like was starting to get good at them and stuff was like Ratchet and Clank, which also again you bought for me, I'm pretty sure. It was like the extension of like Jack and Daxter. I don't know if they were made by the same company. I can't remember. But they're super similar games.
Mhm.
Um, And that was like, I get to like buy guns that I want. I get to go through all these levels. It's like really hard. Well, it wasn't like when I go back and play it now, it's not as hard as I remember. But like obviously when you're a kid, you don't know how to play as well. But um, and I also played that with Justin a little bit. And we were like kind of like, oh, like we got to get this gun next. We got to get that gun next. And that was like, I just remember that being like so, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, fun. Um,
Mhm.
It was like a big thing for me growing up.
Totally nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I want to take notes from when ideas pop up in my head. That's where Um, okay, well, that reminded me of like, oh man, you came into a world filled with video game systems already.
Yeah.
That's yeah, like all that stuff was out. Like, and it did remind me that PlayStation 2 came out when I was like I think 15 or 16. So you must have been like 2 or
Two or
3 years
three.
old.
Yeah. I was born
And
in 1998, just for reference for everybody else listening. But yeah.
okay, nice. Um, when it came out, I we like waited in line at Best Buy, me and Jordan, and I think we even like skipped like our parents let us skip school. We just like waited in line for our PlayStation 2s.
Yeah.
There wasn't even really like that many like really cool games out yet, or it was just so novel that it was out. I remember like the snowboarding game SSX,
Oh yeah.
that all the time was like super fun. Or it's like, wow, these graphics and all these moves you can. Yeah. So yeah, just funny to think that um I don't know, yeah, that you were born into a world with so many different systems.
Yeah. I think the first system that well, actually, I don't even know because I do have memories of like even probably before that, like the Star Wars game that we would play on PlayStation 1. Um, I think I forgot what it's called. Um, I can't remember, but yeah, I just remember
The
it's
Phantom Menace one?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good time to be born and alive with all those like, like I feel like video games have progressed into not making the full game anymore. Whereas like before when I was a kid, it was like they released the game and that was it. Like it's the full game.
Uh
There's no add-ons. There's nothing,
yeah,
it's just that's it.
a complete.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And now it's not like that. So
Hmm. There's always like an addition
yeah,
or yeah. Um
updates,
yes.
which can be good, but like for instance, Call of Duty, it's not good, It's just it's like, oh, we kind of didn't complete the game. We're gonna give you more and you're gonna have to buy it and all that. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember and yeah, feel free to course correct if I know we're trying to be more organized. I
that's
know we're
okay.
um but I'm remembering, playing the Final Fantasy games, which I loved very much.
Hmm.
And I love my story about how I got into them too. But there being a point where I think it was like Final Fantasy 11 went to the online mode.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh, I don't like that. Like I like exactly what you're talking about, these like complete games. Like I buy the game, I have like the cartridge or the CDs or whatever, and like I'll play it's like a complete thing.
Yeah.
And the thing was like, oh, you can kind of just keep playing forever. There's like, oh, different. It kind of like opened it up in a way that was like less, I guess less, yeah, like a complete story. Like I love
Yeah.
the idea of it being a complete story.
Would you
Um,
say, or did you have more to say with that,
no,
or
no.
would you say that Final Fantasy is like one of your all-time favorite video games?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So I would like to hear your story about how you got into it now that you said that. And then also I want to ask after um because that we play the remake, together. And we've
Uh-huh.
played I haven't played the whole version of the old one, or like the original, but I want to hear like
What?
your I want to hear your original or your thoughts between the two, after you tell your story about how you got into it.
I think the first thing that needs to happen is you need to play the original. You can also download it for your iPhone now.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
playing in like when you're just doing whatever. Yeah.
Wow. Like it's an
So,
app?
yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure that
I'm
Mike D
gonna
does
correct
that.
you on this if it's not.
I'm pretty sure Mike D plays on his iPhone sometimes. We replayed it.
Okay,
Mike
that's
D is
cool.
a cool human. Maybe he'll be watching this. We love you, Mike D. Um, sorry, I'm combining you with me and these people that we're saying that we love.
It is an app. It's 15 or it's $16, but that's cool.
It's an app. $16. It's an
Maybe
app. It used
I
to be
should get that.
$50.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that'd be fun and
Yeah.
make more accessible or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so there I was at my friend Kyron Lambert's house. And I think we had a sleepover the night before, and like everybody had left. I was still there in the morning for a little while afterwards, and he fires up the old PlayStation and he puts in a game that I've never really seen before called Final Fantasy VIII. And he is at the very end of the game,
Oh.
like the last boss of the entire game. It's like this sorceress creature, and he's like at the save point. And he like is going through all these menus. I'm like, this looks so complicated and overwhelming. There's like magic and all this blah blah blah. And then he like starts the battle, and I just like watch him and he's like selecting, like attack, magic, and then like he's getting his people are getting like butchered. He's trying to heal them and attack at the same
Mhm.
time, and then like when one person dies, another person came in because spoiler alert, I guess, but like the last boss fight, if any of your team dies, they get replaced by other members of your team
Mm.
until all of your team is gone, which I thought
Oh.
was so cool.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you get to use every single person in your team. And because it's like you oftentimes don't build up those other characters, it's like kind of like you just let them die and you're just waiting for your team to become
Yeah, yeah.
your original team. Because if you try to spread out your stuff too much, it gets a little, yeah, you kind of condense the power.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I watch him play this and then I watch the like boss transform into like a bigger boss. And just like I became like so enchanted by like the experience of what was happening. It was like he was actually like casting spells. There was like this like time crunch. Try to get the move off before the bad guy does the next thing. And I was like, what I had once thought about RPGs, which was that they were boring and you're like, oh, you just select attack instead of actually like pressing the button that does the action. I suddenly like it opened up into this like, oh, you can like attack or magic or heal. I saw like the strategy kind of open up and I think it was like yeah, some kind of feeling of like magic. I was like, this is like magical
Yeah.
that you get to use magic, you get to use attacks, you get to use items. And then they have these like limit breaks, which I forget what they call there, but that there's this sense of like randomness or like luck in some
Yeah, yeah,
ways.
yeah. Like you have to, yeah.
Um, and then the timing thing too, like you could cast haste to make your bar go up faster. So it's like, and you're waiting for the guy to make his next move. Like, when is the boss going to come with this like horrible move? It's like, quick, get all these, like, get the shields up fast. And I felt the intensity despite, selecting from a menu this like attack item, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
it's kind of like I mean, have you ever played Pokemon
no.
or seen anybody play it or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I tell my friend all the time, I'm like, you should play Final Fantasy because I mean, I haven't played Pokemon like fully either, but I've played it, like I've played it a good amount and it's like the same thing. You click attack or you click like heal or special move or whatever. I think Final Fantasy is a little more detailed and they have like, much better story, I would say. But,
Mm.
the Pokemon people might hate me for saying that. But
We love
I
you, Pokemon people.
yeah.
Love
But
you, Final Fantasy people. No beef, no beef.
but yeah, they're similar in that like sense of like just like choosing attack and stuff, which I thought was it's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then do you want to say more on that or?
And I guess I'll just say like that. So I witnessed Final Fantasy VIII, but then I started with Final Fantasy VII,
Hmm,
and that was just such a beautiful experience. And
yeah,
especially one of like nature connection. It's like, oh, I'm like this. I'm going through this character's perspective that doesn't really care about nature or anybody else really.
yeah,
And then he like he's just a hired mercenary, and then he slowly like becomes connected to like the earth and the other people, and
yeah.
uh, that's a story that yeah means a lot to me, and especially with my journey into nature connection or
Hmm.
really highly valuing that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but that's just leave it at that.
Okay. Um, yeah, and then I want to ask, like, since you've finished the original, how? does that like how does the original compare to the remakes now that, I've played them with you?
Mm,
We haven't actually finished the second one either,
mm,
but we finished the first one. And I could say, I'll say what I thought of the first one, not knowing anything about the original. Or I mean,
mhm,
I played the original a certain amount. Um, but I do remember like some of the scenes in the original from in the remake, like or they're replaying the scenes in the remake.
mhm,
And I just felt like when I first played it, I was like, yeah, these are the voices that I imagine all
mm.
of these people
Oh,
like having. I think they
yeah.
did an amazing job on that.
Yeah.
The graphics are obviously like amazing and stuff. I really like the feel of, I know you've played it now too with like the controller. And it feels like when we're like hitting people in that one, that's like you can like feel the power or like I don't know. Like it's like
Yeah.
button mashing, it's like box, 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 box. There's a couple
Yeah.
other combinations and things. Um, but it doesn't even matter. Like it still feels like you're like, oh yeah, we're doing like we're doing something really cool.
Hmm.
Um,
Totally. Yeah.
yeah, and there's a couple other things too, but yeah,
Mm,
and then the story too, like I thought like again, like best story that I've played in a long time, like since I was a kid.
mm.
And I know like I actually saw that like apparently it did not do good like reviews, and I was like, oh, like I'm glad I didn't look at these reviews before I played it because that might have like
Wait, what did the remake didn't get good reviews?
apparently not.
Yeah. Mm,
Um, I'd have to look into that, but I saw a video that was like, oh, this remake sucked. I was like,
mm,
what? Like I thought it was awesome. I thought it was like one of the best games. Um, it just felt so cool and like they did such a good like that is like when you look at like Disney remakes, like live action remakes, like um for the most part they've been pretty garbage. But like the How to Train Your Dragon one, like they do it like almost word for word. It's not like the exact same movie, but it's like reimagined live
mhm.
action. And that's how I feel they did with the Final Fantasy game, except like probably way better. But those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah, okay, let's take a tangent into like the remake for just a minute.
Yeah.
All Beauty and the Beast, I thought was amazingly well done
I haven't
too.
seen it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, so I was personally pleased with that. And then um there's another thing that came up. Mm, yeah, and then I think when remakes are happening, it's nice when they're like kind of like a homage to the original story
Yeah.
and not necessarily like yeah, trying to be the exact same thing, or I guess maybe with the perspective with myself, like, okay, I know that I still like I have this love for an original story. And if I try to like, so there's like a mind perspective there that has to adjust to like, okay, this is like another angle on it, or this is like, and I think a good example for me was like Watchmen. Like I love that graphic novel. It's like amazing and yeah, just incredible storytelling. And when they made the movie, I was like, oh, this is just I didn't it's like it's not taking away anything from the original, and it was cool to see like hear music and see these like graphics that
Yeah.
like stylized in a really cool way. And maybe that was like hated too, but I was like, oh, this is to me it was like, oh, it's a nice homage. It's kind of like paying tribute to the old story and letting more audience see it and letting people see it in a different way. But it
Yeah.
doesn't take away anything from the original for me either. Um So yeah, as far as Final Fantasy goes, like there still is something so special for me about those original graphics, like the way they look, the sound, and like that the dialogue boxes, like that kind of storytelling. It's like I guess maybe it's kind of like reading a book versus watching the movie. Like
Mm.
the Lord of the Rings books are by like far like I think the movies are really fun and awesome, and I like love them completely, especially when they came out. But going back, it's like going back to the books is like top notch. That's like another level.
Yeah.
Uh, And So yeah, for Final Fantasy, there's like I'm excited for you to play the original because there's something special for me. Even in this like the graphics of like um I don't know, I thought it was interesting in the original that the menu screen has them as like animated characters. So they're like cartoon drawings of the characters. And then when they're walking around the world, they're like these polygonal,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
shapes.
yeah.
And then when they're in battles, they're like kind of cool, stylized. And then, so and then the world map is like a whole nother thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I like that there's different representations of the characters. There's something magical about that too.
Yeah.
That's sort of like swept away in the new, like, okay, this is like modern graphics, voice acting, but something, yeah. Again, it's almost like, yeah, throwback to the puppets.
Yeah.
There's something interesting about the way it was put together originally that I think is really special and is worth playing and not just like, oh, I'll just play the new version kind of thing.
Yeah, like I'll just watch the movie when it comes to books.
Yes, exactly. Like there's something special and magical about the old foundational material. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I'm just like more of a like a cool like action or whatever, like I'm more of a movie guy when it comes to like, read the book or watch the movie kind of thing. Maybe because it's hard for me to read. But
Uh,
what I do like though, I mean, yeah, we'll be off the tangent a little bit, but what I do like when it comes to like reading is like just listening to somebody read the book. Because then, like, yeah, it like leaves it up to the imagination. Like you're like visualing, and it like what's cool about that is that everybody has their own way of seeing it. So like if I were to like read a book or listen to a book or whatever, I would see it differently than you do. And I think that's probably what makes the books better is like
mm,
they're catered to our imagination, like our specific personal imagination.
yeah, it requires an interface with our imagination.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, your imagination needs to be working like um as you're reading this, it's like, oh, now here's the image, as opposed to like the image being, yeah,
yeah,
it's like less imagination required with like a movie.
yeah. Yeah. I can see that too, like with the original. I remember I always tell you that story about how like the vibe and the feel of like I can't remember which city it is, but it's like right after you like leave is it what's the main place?
Midgar.
Midgar, yeah. And you like find this city and you're kind of like, "Oh, we just like blew up a bunch of stuff and like did a bunch of cool missions." And now it's kind of like you're laying low.
Mm,
And you find like a city and I'm talking about the original in this one.
yeah.
And it like there's like like this beautiful like song playing. Like it's kind of like I can't even
Mm,
remember, but the Final Fantasy like piano is or like the keyboard type.
yeah.
Um and it just feels like so like it's like midnight and everybody's kind of like still up and there's like it's like activities still going.
Mm,
It's kind of like a city vibe,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
like a rundown like slum kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know why, I just like really like that vibe and like it's like you could just kind of like pull up against like a house or something and just sleep.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
oh, I got such a like feeling from that. You describing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something that we like you don't get in the new one, in the remake.
Yeah, there's a little bit, even though there's like more expansive, like there's more expansive graphics and like there's like you can run all over the place. I mean, there are kind of like paths in certain,
Yeah.
um, but there's something that feels more free a little bit in the original to me. It's like, I mean, maybe in the original, it's
Yeah.
like I got like lost and I had like no idea how to get to the next part of the story. And there was
Yes.
like nothing helping me. It's like I like had to like go retrace steps, go to towns. It was like this massive world that I was like, I have
Yeah.
no idea what's next. And it was just like I just started using the internet a little bit. I didn't use a guide ever. I was like, where do I go next? Like tried to find that out. But I would also take notes. Like I would listen to characters and they're like, go to the city north of here. I was like, north of here. And so I was like had this like notepad next to me, like, okay, like which way is north? Okay, up. And then like because I knew that I could get like lost, like I had to pay attention and I had to like talk to all these characters because they would give you different hints.
Clues. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like so engaging in that way of like, yeah, it's so interesting. The massiveness of the world seems like bigger to me in the original for some reason than this like, yeah.
Seemingly huge, yeah, landscape. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see that because they do give you a lot of help in the new one where it's like
Mm.
on the top of the screen it'll say like basically like go
Uh-huh.
here. Like it'll be
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
this is
yeah.
your main mission kind of thing. And it shows you where like everything is.
Yeah, it's almost like you're playing with the guide. Because I remember I used to have
Yeah.
such a thing about this is like maybe a subtopic too, like video game guides. Like, like, oh, you just get a guide and then you just follow all the instructions and do that. And it feels different than like, no, I want to be free and like find out myself and
Yeah.
like go and crash into things. Except for Tomb Raider 2. That game was so freaking hard for me. I
Oh
had
my
a
gosh.
guide and I was just like, okay, I'm following this guide. Like, going through this. With the Final Fantasies, I was like kind of like, yeah, just thrown out there and like experimenting. But
When
but
you
like,
say you had a guide, or go ahead, yeah, you want to
yeah, go
finish?
ahead. You go.
I was gonna say like, are you talking about? Because I remember getting like a magazine where it was like, oh, these are like new video games, and like they'd give little details about the video games and all that. But like, did you
Yeah.
have like a magazine, or like was it like on the you got it
They
from the
come with
computer?
books, like a magazine, but there would be a book and it'd be like the guide for Final Fantasy VII or something. And you'd open up and be like, this is what to do next, next, next. This is where to find all the special items.
Oh,
This is where to
really?
find people. Yeah, they would give like it was like a book and they had pictures and things like that.
Huh.
And they'd show you how to get to like, because there's so many things in Final Fantasy VII that I never got to either, or even like big ultimate weapons that I never fought.
Dang.
Um, there's like because like finding it was like a whole thing, it's like um yeah, I was and that was cool to know that like this world is even bigger than what I can like uh find or
Imagine.
figure out,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Cool.
Mm.
I got a little distracted by the 10-minute warning.
Yeah, yeah, I just saw that too.
Yeah.
But I'm also lingering on that last note, like this idea of the world being bigger than I could ever figure out kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's a nice feeling. It's expansive, free feelings.
Yeah. 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 I do like that. Like having to figure it out yourself. And I wonder if like in the new one, there probably is. I haven't looked, but there's probably like a way to turn off that like help, like I don't want to see the map at all.
Ah,
I would assume there's probably that because they added like, you don't have to fight. Like you can choose your fighting instead of like the original where you can like flip the game to like, you know, I don't know what what it's called, but like where you have to like click attack or like
uh-huh.
magic or whatever.
Oh,
Um
you can just put it like on that turn-based. Yeah,
yes.
completely.
Yeah. And like it kind of like the way that we play it, it does the same it mixes it. So like
Yeah,
we can attack and then we can also use that, but there is a way to just do that too.
yeah, yeah.
So I like
Okay.
that they did that. Um
Yeah, that's really cool. And I think they did a beautiful job of mash or like combining the battle system is really well done. It's like
mhm.
they made it in such a way where you can engage. So like, but then there's also strategy and
Yeah. Switching
yeah.
characters and
Oh, I see Dad cameo in the back. Yeah, totally. I think they did a great job.
yeah.
Um, okay, but there is something about like if we turned off the maps because the world is so like graphically intricate, it seems like I would be annoyed with that too, though. I'd be like, ugh, like I have no idea where to go. There's like too much stuff going on. And I think maybe because of Final Fantasy VII's more simple graphics, it like lets you wander and figure it out more. It's like, okay, I'm like yeah, I'm kind of confused, but I'm not like overwhelmed by imagery either.
I
Like
see what you're saying. Yeah.
it's very simple, like blocky,
Yeah.
but
And there,
still visually enough interesting. It's got like the basic structures that are needed kind of thing.
yeah. And like also, there is kind of like it's not a guide, but it's like there's directions. Like, okay,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
screen, like it's not like you're going and the screen's following you. It's like this is the one screen. It's two, like I don't know what they call that. It's like Oddworld too, where Oddworld like you're like in one screen and then you have to like go past the screen and then the next screen like loads in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And that's like what it does in the original, right? If I am remembering correctly. Yeah, it does. I think
Yeah, so
there's
it's
like
doing this thing and then your character goes here and then boom, it has like a different angle or a
yeah.
different
Yeah.
part.
I think there might be like a
Just for
little
the people listening in visual. If they're only listening, that's going to be really hard to understand. Even if they're looking at this, it's probably going to be really hard to understand. But like this.
Yeah. But yeah, and then like you were saying before with like the switching perspectives, it does add like a really cool element. Same with like it's exactly the same with Pokemon. You're like kind of walking and then all of a sudden like the music starts and you're like you get spun into that like battle and it's like do 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 do
Yeah,
do
yeah,
do
yeah,
do
yeah.
do. And then it shows like cooler yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It shows yeah, cooler like visuals.
Mm.
It's like they saved their like budget for that, like, you know, the fight scenes or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
and it's not like it's like boxy anymore either. I don't think it's like it's pretty good, like for that time, good graphics, feel like.
Oh, the Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was like the top-notch graphics at the time. It was like that was amazing. Like PlayStation's power, PlayStation, the original PlayStation's power was like shown through that game. It was like, wow, look at this crazy world they can. It's like
Yeah.
the biggest game ever at the time. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like going into like now from those graphics to like now 2025, fast forward 20 year or whatever, how many years it was, 30 years almost. Um, and the next like big game coming out, like everybody's waiting for it, is like Grand Theft Auto 6.
mm,
And they say that it's going to be like the most immersive, like best graphics game ever created so far.
mhm,
Um, they're like making it so that you can like go into the buildings like fluidly. Like you can just like walk into a building, you can like do whatever you want in the world. You can go fishing, you can play poker, you can go to the casino, like and anything. Which like it's kind of already doing that a little bit
mhm.
in the Grand Theft Auto 5, but like they say that like, you know, with it's taken them 10 years to make this game.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that, like how that's gonna go.
Yeah, to me this seems like the beginning of the like kind of Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're kind of entering into this more and more into like worlds where we can like live a lot of our life. Like, oh, I don't know, you can just really feel like you're like living in a world, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wonder like when they're gonna, because they already have virtual reality. Now we're kind of spinning into a different topic, but they already have virtual reality, but when are they gonna make it so that it's gonna be like what, 20 years from now, how is that gonna look? Like, are we gonna just even realize that we're in a video game? Or, you know, like, are we in a
Yeah.
video game right now?
Simulation theory, all right.
Yeah. I wonder, like, do we like put on a helmet and just like forget
Mm,
like that's how good the technology has gotten, like that we just forget and like
mm.
we're playing like Sims.
Oh, my friend. Okay, we should start to wrap, but this reminds me, my friend Otto reminds me of a story of Otto. He was using VR, and I guess in the VR thing, he had to do some hand gesture. It was like, like this to like turn his character's body. And so he's kept playing this game and doing these motions. I don't know if there's like guns or whatever, and then like boom, boom, and that will. And then he said he was in the shower and he wanted to like turn around and he was like in real life. I was like, oh, that's so weird.
Oh my gosh.
To like kind of train the brain on that.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so I do want to kind of summarize. We this felt like a big like kind of a walk through like love fest of a lot of different video games we have.
Mostly
Or we
Final Fantasy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think maybe we could do like a part two of this
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like one story or it could be every so often we do like parts because I feel a lot more here. And then there is your original question, which maybe we can do like a quick answer on each of like, oh yeah, why are they meaningful? Or I forgot exactly what you said, or like how has it affected your life, or
yeah,
what has it brought to your life, kind of thing.
yeah.
Maybe we end with like a potent, it doesn't have
Sure.
to be a thought on that.
Yeah. I think definitely we'll do a part two too. But
A part
so
two.
part two too. Because yeah, I mean, I feel like there's much more to talk about. I wanted to get to a lot more,
Yeah,
um but yeah, do you want to answer first? We only got a minute and a half.
sure.
We could just redo a Zoom real quick if you want to finish off.
Let's try.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's another medium of storytelling. No, I know it's another medium of storytelling
Hmm.
that allows me to engage in a different way with stories that's felt exciting and nourishing. And I don't really play video games that much anymore, but like especially growing up, like interacting with these big, beautiful stories and music and um yeah, and skills was like really cool and
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. Ditto.
Anything to add to that about?
Yeah, so they've affected my life because I used to play Infamous all the time. And yeah, it makes you choose good versus evil. And I feel like, unknowingly, that like there's always different paths in life that you can take. And this is with other video games too. Um, and you always want to choose the one that's going to give you like good aura, not evil aura. So I kind of try to I didn't see that growing up, but like, the last few years of my life, I've tried to look at that and been like, yeah, what choice can I make in this situation, and how will
Mm,
that choice affect me in the future, which I think is super relevant.
mhm. Yeah, that's interesting. It's like those kinds of video games where your choices, yeah, turn you a different way. I think that's really cool. The
Yeah.
one that I played like that was Jedi Knight. It was like a computer, and then you could either be like going to the good side or the dark side, and you get different powers based on like whether you were like randomly like hitting random civilians with your lightsaber, or it was kind of like Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
style Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that's yeah, that was really cool.
That is cool.
And yeah, but yeah, then also thinking of you talking about Ratchet and Clank and yeah, just like the kind of like organization skills or like kind of management skills that happen with um managing like an inventory or a team or
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting aspect of video games too.
Hmm.
And then yeah, one rewind. So, does everybody remember the perspective? Your character is walking along. Boom, and then we have a different angle. Boom, 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 and then you're in a different room. Um, that mechanism, I think, was so well done with horror games, or the ones that did it well, like Resident Evil, like having one perspective, knowing that you're in a bigger room, but you have one perspective on the room, and then you can hear in the background like zombie noises and like footsteps, like boom, boom, and I'm like, ah, gosh, it's in the room. I don't know how close, or like if I go like past that part of the screen, if it's gonna be like right there. I'm like, like stay back and wait for it with my like guns out.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that was such a cool dynamic. Like, what a way to build tension, you know? Just like a single zombie making a noise, and you're in a room where you can't quite tell where it is. unless you keep going or if you wait for it to like come onto your screen.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's just so cool. Okay, so that was a little throwback. It seems like it's a little better now.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you were cutting a little bit there, but I you got through.
Shit. Okay.
No, it
All right.
wasn't. It wasn't your voice though. It was like your face. So like I could still hear your voice, and your face was like like, and then it's like like catching up to your voice.
Yeah, that might like be a cool aspect of the podcast. Yeah. And the zombies are coming. All right, we're past our limit.
Yes. I might.
Oh, and you faded again.
Yeah, the internet connection's unstable again. All right, well, perfect.
What what should our conclusion be?
Thanks everybody for listening.
No, we don't want anybody to listen. This is just for us.
Just stop listening, guys.
You listen this far. We have one very important question for you. Why? What? Why would you ever listen to this?
Don't come
I,
back.
I honestly do not know, except for if you're being nice to Josh because you're his friend, or if you're our mom. Thanks, mom. We love you. Other than that, it's great if you listen to all of this, but the reason that I'm doing it is because it feels nourishing. It feels like good connection time. I'm processing my creative thoughts, and that's the only thing that matters to me. And if it gives benefit to other people, that is great.
I'm
Or
trying.
if they're enjoying it in some way.
I'm
That's
building.
my thesis statement. What's yours, Josh? Over to you, Josh.
Shh. Hold on. Trippy's
Oh
freaking
yeah,
out.
and I also want to mention this in most of our episodes.
Go.
I knew Josh and he was before he was even born, and he couldn't even talk. I was talking, I knew how to talk completely, and he couldn't talk for like 2 years or something. And so now we're in a completely different paradigm where we can have these big conversations about all these stories and things and video games. Isn't that pretty amazing?
Yes.
How about that world? Okay, that's all I have to say. Now over to you, Josh.
My
You can
conclusion. Hold on.
talk.
Go. Go.
I never mind, he can't talk right now.
This Trippy's freaking out.
Josh, who is now an adult and can talk.
Can't
Over
talk.
to you.
Okay,
I
sit.
can't talk yet. He can't
Sit.
talk yet.
Okay.
And he, okay,
My
wait. Over to you, Josh, who can talk.
my my final thoughts would be that on the lines of like who would listen to this? Um I when I started posting on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all that, I kind of was just like I'm just gonna post for me and just to see if I could do it consistently. And I've been doing it now for a while. Well, not a long while, but just like, a couple months or 5 months or something like that. And or consistently at least. Um,
Mhm.
and I didn't know that there was a community that would like the same stuff as I did. Um, but I now have over my channels, I have like 3,000 followers, which isn't a lot right now, but it's built up from, originally like 300, which I thought was a lot in the beginning, and now it's across three channels, and more people are following, and YouTube's actually growing. I don't know if you've seen my followers or anything, but it's grown like by 100 subscribers in the last like I think month ish.
Hmm.
Whereas it took me like a few months to get to 100, and now it just took me a month to get to almost 200. Um,
Exponential growth.
yeah. So I mean, I'm trying to build, a community, a nice community, and we all enjoy the same things. And I want to grow myself and do better each time with each video, for me, but also for the people that listen. Um, because I bet a tech or like for me would be for the people that listen. I want to entertain. I want to like, have a people. I want for people to feel like they have somewhere to go and listen to and to relate and to be excited about things.
Mm. Okay, you heard that. One podcast, two different intentions.
Yeah.
No, but I think that's sweet too, and yeah, if a community builds, that's cool. But I guess I don't have any attachment to that, and that feels nice for me, or that's like the way that I like operating.
Yeah.
And um, and I also hear your point, and it sounds nice to have yeah, a community of people that are interested in the same things, and like I notice that sometimes I just like listen to podcasts, even just for the conversational tone feels nice. Like, oh, I'm just listening to people talk about things that I like, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Yeah. And don't you feel like some kind of sense of like these are like my friends, kind of. Not like your actual friends, but it's like, oh yeah, like I enjoy hanging out with these guys, however long or however much they put out the podcast.
yeah, you think like Brad Pitt's your friend,
Yeah.
and
Like Joe Rogan,
like
like
watching my old buddy.
no, like when you listen to Joe Rogan or
Oh
something
no,
like that's like, it's just like it feels like he's like he knows people are watching him and it feels like he's like, interacting with them and stuff and
totally. Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm curious, like who would be like we spanned so many different like video games. I feel like already, and didn't hit a lot of like major ones either.
Yeah.
So it's just such a like it could be the case that somebody listens to this and has not played any of the video games we talked about, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And then if they get excited or if they're like, oh, like if we can do it justice and they're like, oh, I want to see like check out what
You're
that
talking
game's
about
about.
justice? What do you mean, justice?
Injustice, the video game.
Injustice?
Yeah,
Is
there's
that
a
really a video game? Oh, it is a video game.
yeah.
Batman one.
Yeah. It's like I think it's like a Mortal Kombat.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's close it.
Yeah. Good talk.
Yes, video games,
Well,
part one,
yeah.
the end.
Bye
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye.